The topic of today's live stream is really celebrating 2 years of having left my 9 to 5 job and being a completely free online business owner, not tied down to a job where I have to be there at a specific time in a specific place, an answer to a specific person, but I truly have what I initially wanted. But if we go back 2 years to where you may be right now, where you're working a 9 to 5, maybe you're building a side hustle or an online business on the side, and you're trying to figure out, do I want to leave my 9 to 5? Because not everybody does. But for me, this was a really, really important part of my journey, was to free myself from what I felt like the chains of having a job. And so what I want to talk about is there are really 3 reasons why I wanted to leave my 9 to 5. And these may not apply to everyone. We're all different, but here they go. Number 1, I hated having a boss. It didn't matter who my boss was. I had great bosses. I had not so great bosses. It didn't matter. It didn't matter the quality of the boss. I hated having a boss, and mostly because I didn't like the feeling of I've got to do a job performance up to this person's standards. I wanted it to just be my thing. And in online business, the cool thing is you don't have a boss. The market decides how good your work is. The market decides how helpful your content is. The market decides how helpful and valuable your courses and products are. There's no one telling you you did a good job or you didn't. I really like that freedom. Now, not everybody's like that. There's lots of people who are just want a boss to say, you did a good job, or you need to get better, or whatever. And that's totally fine. I'm just saying, for me, hated having a boss. I used to drive to work and just feel like I hate the feeling of having to get this person's approval. Hate it. The second reason why I wanted to go out on my own was I wanted time freedom. And this was probably the most important thing to me. And it's actually become the most important thing in my life. This kind of went along with the desire to not have a boss, but it's a little bit different. This was the kind of idea of, I hated having to be somewhere at a certain time and do a certain thing for a certain purpose, for a certain person in a certain way. I hated it. I wanted to be able to set my own rules and say, what if I don't want to go in today? What if I don't want to work today? What if I just want to spend time with my kids, go pick them up from school, take them to school, go have brunch during the day with my wife? These were all things that I felt like there was this constant tension between the life I wanted to live and having a job that required a lot out of me. And so time freedom was something that I really, really desired. And it's something that I have completely and wholly enjoyed since leaving my job. The third thing I wanted when I was wanting to leave my 9 to 5 was I wanted unlimited income potential. So I was in church work. I was a pastor. There's very limited income potential. You don't do it for the money. I know people talk about, oh, there's not in it for the money. You really weren't in it for the money. There's only a very small percentage of people in church work that make a lot of money, and they're at the very, very, very large churches. The vast majority of people in church work don't make much money. So it's not the point, but it's hard in life when you don't have enough. And I felt like I just wanted something that had the potential to scale income-wise. And it doesn't matter with your job. It doesn't matter if you're in church work or if you're not, if you're in sales, if you're a lawyer, what doesn't matter. There is a limit on what you can make that's capped by either the amount of hours you can work or the amount of money that you can make per hour, per year. There is a limit. There is a cap. With online business, that there probably still is a limit, but it's much, 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 much higher because there's an unlimited amount of opportunity out there, people, ways to scale, products that you can sell, things that you can build, people that you can serve, and you can reproduce yourself with digital products and be absent the process for most of it and still make lots and lots and lots of money in a unlimited kind of way. And that's what I wanted. I desired that kind of freedom, and I didn't feel like having a job was going to get me there because there's only so much that they're going to pay. Plus you have a boss. Plus this time freedom thing, I used to pull up and sit in the parking lot and just be like, I don't want to be here. And it's not that I didn't like the place. It's not that I didn't like those people. It's that I just did not want to have to do that on a Tuesday morning or a Monday morning. I didn't want to have to do it. So between having a boss, wanting time freedom, and wanting unlimited income potential, it was a near constant on my mind. Like, how do I take this thing that I'm doing, this little side hustle at the time that was just a website to help preachers communicate better? How do I take that and make it something that can set me free? So even with all those desires and wanting to jump away, it still took me a long time. Why did it take me so long? I had this desire to leave my 9 to 5 for at least a couple years before I did. Why? Why did it take me so long? Well, the first reason is feeling like I needed to make as much as I was making in my job. This is a very common thing for people who are thinking about going out on their own, is this idea that, okay, if my job is paying me X amount per year, then I have to make X amount per year on the side in order to make the jump. And it makes sense logically, right? If you're getting $60,000 a year at your job, then you need to be making $5,000 a month in your online business in order to make the math work. However, what I found is that when I took the leap, I actually was making way less in my online business than I was making in my job, like quite a bit less, like less than half. But by leaving my 9 to 5 job and going full time in my online business, I actually had the time to turn this around and change course and make something happen online that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to do had I stayed in my job. I'll give you the numbers. I left my job when I was only making $1,800 a month on the side, like in my business. And and that's not enough for me to live on. I've got 4 kids, I've got a wife, I've got a house, I've got a mortgage, I got the whole thing, and I'm the sole breadwinner. And we took the leap when I was making $1,800 a month, which is kind of stupid if you think about it. But the reason why we did it is because I realized that if I had the time to dedicate full time to sitting right here in this room at this desk, building this business, that 1,800 would go up. And it did. It turned into 3,500 pretty quick, and then 5,000 pretty quick, and then 10,000 quicker than I thought, and now 12 to 15,000 a month and beyond. So, but I felt like I needed to make as much as in my job, and I didn't necessarily have to. Music Ministry 101 is saying, speaking my language. Love it. Love it. Zan the Man said, career freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. Yeah. Career freedom. Yes. I love this. Let's take a second here and talk about this idea of career freedom. I like that. The thing about career freedom is when you are in your 9 to 5 job and you have a boss that's kind of telling you what to do, you have to do what your job description says or what your boss asks of you. With online business, you get to decide what that is. You get to make the decision. I'm going to talk about this in a second, but you get to make the decision of what you're going to focus on and what it's going to look like. And that is an amazing, amazing freedom to have in your life. That's awesome. So let me go through where I've been here. So feeling like I needed to make as much as I was making in my job. This is not true as long as you have a good plan. All right. Number 2, second guessing my ability to grow my business. If you have ever second guessed your ability, if you've ever questioned yourself, doubted yourself, say I have in the comments. Just put a little I have so that I know I'm not alone and everyone else here isn't alone. If you've ever second guessed yourself, say I have. I second guessed myself all the time. And actually, this is why it's so great. It's so important to have good people around you. If you're not married, it's great to marry someone supportive, because my wife is the one who said, you can do it. I fully believe in you. I have 100% confidence in you. So I want you to let's do this because I know you can do it. And she had no doubts at all. Me, on the other hand, I was looking just at the track record thinking I've been trying for so long. And I really struggled at first to go from making a few hundred a month to even making that first 1,000 a month. That was hard for me. It took years because I didn't have as good a coaching. I didn't have the right plan. Once I got great coaching from Graham Cochran, I'll give him credit because he was awesome at that time. It still is. Got great coaching. And then I started to have a really, really good plan that I was putting together. I started to second guess my ability to grow in my business way less. I didn't do it as much. But at first, I'm telling you, I second guessed at like every turn. Zan says, I have. Shane says, I have. Thank you, guys. Yes, all of us have second guessed our ability. So I think the way to get around this is to really, really make a good plan. Test it when the risk is smaller. So I was already doing things to grow my business before I had to grow my business. Before I jumped out and left my 9-to-5, I was doing things to test if my business was going to be successful. And that helps a whole lot. So far, we've talked about why I wanted to leave my 9-to-5 and why it took me so long. Let's look at some comments here. Somebody here says, I have. Thank you so much. I wanna pronounce your name correctly. I don't want to like mess it up. I'm gonna say Anglu. Very sorry if I messed that up, but you said I have. Thank you so much for saying that. The number one reason, Zan says, the number one reason I became entrepreneur is freedom. Yes. And that is really the theme of these last 2 years, is that I have experienced a freedom that really doesn't and hasn't taken that much money to achieve. And I'll talk about that in a second. All right, so let's talk about how it's been since leaving. All right, so it's been 2 years. Literally, it was June 25th, 2020 was my last day as a W-2 employee at a job. And that was the first time since I started working at 16 that I've ever been like unemployed. Okay. So it was a big deal to jump and go do that thing. Okay. Oh, it's a business name. I'm Edgar from Lithuania. Oh, I remember you've been on my streams before. Welcome back. So how it's been since leaving, the business, let's see. Number one, the business has grown faster than I planned. This was really, really a nice surprise. I did not know what to expect when I went out on my own 2 years ago, but I just knew that I was making $1,800 a month. We had a little bit of money in savings that, I was doing the math and I'm like, okay, if I only make 1,800 and if we're living off savings for a while, then I have this amount of time and I just kind of went with it. But the business grew faster than I thought it was going to grow. And in 2021 was when things started to really take off. And I started to see like, oh, we're not making 1,800 anymore. We're making 3,500. We're making 3,800. We're making 4,000. We're making 5,000. We're making 7,000. I remember my first $8,300 month was last May of 2021. That was a very significant month because 8,300 is the equivalent of a six-figure salary. If you did that every month for 12 months, you got six figures. So the first time I did that was May of 2021. And we celebrated. We celebrated every single thing, every single little thing. The first $5,000 a month, the first $8,300 a month, the first $10,000 a month, the first time this happened, the first time that happened. We celebrate with different things. Like we might just pop a bottle of champagne or we might go out to a nice steak dinner. When I hit my first $20,000 a month, we're going to do an overnight date without the kids. I can't wait. It's going to be great. We're going to have a big steak dinner, like fancy steak, like a ribeye, $60 a cut type stuff, some nice wine. We're going to get a hotel. We're going to pay someone to watch our kids. We're going to spend probably $500 on one night. It's going to be the bomb. I love to celebrate. I love to celebrate because if you don't celebrate the wins, then why are we doing this, right? And I'm not waiting for $1 million status to celebrate. I'm celebrating every single step of the way. So it grew fast. Now I want to talk about in that growth what the biggest sources of income were. And I'm going to check out let's see. Oh yeah. Edgar from Lithuania says, sure have. Yeah, he's been on here before. Love it. biggest sources of income in my journey have been three things primarily. There's been things outside of this, but three things. One is affiliate marketing. Two is courses, and I'll throw membership sites in that as well, like digital products. And number three, royalties. So affiliate marketing, a big part of that is I have an affiliate product with Kajabi. That's awesome. I do affiliate marketing on Amazon where I do product reviews. That's been a couple $1,000s a month for a long time. And other different pieces of software and tools and stuff that I use. One of the things that I highly recommend that everybody do is if you're an online business and you're using tools, software, if you're using things in your niche to make it work, don't just say, hey, this is what I use. You might as well affiliate with it. You might as well share links and say, if you want to use this too, here's my link. It's an affiliate link, full disclosure, but people are very willing to use your affiliate links if you've been helpful to them. And so every niche, every category has affiliate products, and you can make a massive amount of money. Like, for example, on the Lane Sebring brand, I have two businesses. One is Preaching Donkey, where I sell online courses, membership sites, coaching, consulting. I have a couple books as well. And then I have my personal brand, Lane Sebring. I don't even have a course on this brand yet because I've just been too busy doing affiliate products and group coaching, which, by the way, lanesebring.com/insiders is open for enrollment as of like right now. I'm opening this up. It starts on August 11th. And so if you are at all interested in getting personalized training in a group setting, a small group setting, check out lanesebring.com/insiders. You can apply. It's awesome. And yeah, I'll talk more about that later. But that's the only product that I currently have. And between that, the affiliate stuff, it's an amazing income for me here on the personal brand. So affiliate marketing has been huge for me. The second thing, obviously, is courses. Any online business where you're teaching knowledge and monetizing knowledge, you might as well take advantage of courses. Courses are a great way to make it convenient for people to learn, make it easy for people to learn from you by packaging together what you know and what your expertise is and selling it in a packaged course. And then royalties. When I say royalties, I mean my books. My books still sell every month, which is awesome. And then also I'm throwing in there things like ad revenue from my videos being shown, things like that. And all of that adds up to a really nice, comfortable income for me that just continues to grow. So the business grew faster than I planned. The second thing that has happened since I went into my online business is I've eliminated more things than I've added. This really surprised me because when I first went into online business and I was going after this full time, it was the kitchen sink model. I remember telling somebody at the gym, I was talking to somebody who also does online business, and she was saying, I just don't know what to focus on. And I said, do what I do. Just throw spaghetti. Just throw spaghetti against the wall. And if it sticks, then great. If it doesn't, then let it be. Well, I don't have to throw spaghetti anymore. But at first I did. So I was willing to just do anything. I had at one time, about a year ago, I had my personal brand, Lane Sebring, that also included a pretty robust set of product reviews that I did every week. Plus, I had a brand called Everyday Stuff, which is a YouTube channel that also does product reviews, but exclusively that. And my dog, Hendrix, I had a channel called Hendrix the Golden Retriever. I was trying to monetize that. And I had Preaching Donkey. And I had the Kajabi stuff. And I was building this business. And I was just saying, let's just do all of it and see what works. All right. I don't recommend this. I think there's much better ways to go about it, much more methodical, strategic ways to go about this. But at the time, I was like, I am going to just try what works. And I've actually ended up eliminating more things. Like when I went into this year, I was like, no more product reviews, basically done with that. No more dog channel, done with that. I mean, he's still here. I love him. He's great, but no more dog channel. I'm not doing all this stuff. I'm doing a few things. I'm trying to do them really well and scale them. So I've gotten rid of a lot of things that I've I've had before. A couple questions, and we'll keep going. Affiliate marketing, Kajabi, I think you're platinum. Are we allowed to add? Yeah, I have 162 active affiliates. Insiders is so worth it. Lane really delivers. He gives and gives, and 10x the value. Man, that's awesome. Yeah, Zan was in Insiders for the first round earlier this year, and we had a great time. It is limited to 6 people, so if you are wanting to get in, you be sure to go apply. It was so fun having Zan in there. He brings a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm to everything that he does. So it was cool that he was in that. And thank you, Zan, so much for the kind words. I think eliminating has been a massive key to scale, because it simplified the process for me and made it not so daunting, trying to focus on so many things that it's hard to focus on the key things that really make a difference. Number 3, time freedom has been more important than financial freedom. I have achieved both to a large degree. The business makes enough passively every month for me to live pretty much no matter what I do. I'm taking all of July off, and the business won't skip a beat. I'll still make $12,000 to $15,000 that month. And I'm not saying that to like be boastful or anything. I'm just saying like that is the kind of business that I've built, and it's the kind of business that I'd love to teach you how to build. But even with that, what's more important to me than any number, because I'm working on 7 figures, I want to get this to 100,000 a month. But what's more important to me than financial freedom is time freedom. I want to have the ability to live my life. It's warm outside, right? So there's a lot of days where when the girls get home from school, I go play with them in the pool. They've been in summer school for the last month. Summer learning camp. It's not summer school sounds lame. Summer learning camp sounds way better. But they've been summer learning camp. They come home. We go play in the pool. Why? Because I don't want to be tied to I didn't leave my job to spend 80 hours a week working at this, grinding it out. It's not that urgent. Like I can build this slowly. But the time freedom has been amazing. My wife and I, once a week, we go out and have brunch during the middle of the day. We put the kids are either in school or in like Mother's Day out, and we go to brunch for hours at a time and just chill. I can mow the lawn if I want. I love mowing the lawn. It's one of my favorite things in life to do. If I want to go organize the garage, I can do that. And I don't have to feel bad about this. I don't have to have anybody telling me that I'm lazy. I don't have a boss saying, "What am I paying you to do?" None of that. None of that. It's great. It's like the best thing ever. Let's check out a couple of comments here. Is Insiders your course for building about marketing your online courses? Yes. So Insiders, and then Zane says yes, and he gives you coaching and mastermind too. So Insiders is a combination between how to build and launch, how to build an online business and build and launch your first online course, and it's a mastermind because it's a curated group. You have to apply. I look at your application, we talk over a Zoom call, and I determine whether or not you'd be a good fit. And then if you're in, you get 2 hot seats during the 8 weeks, and we help each other. And so between the teaching content, working it out together, the homework that you do, and the hot seats that you have, it's a really, really high value proposition. So I really like Lane's authenticity and honesty, no fluff or BS. Yeah, absolutely. That thank you. That's what I'm hoping to deliver. But yeah, so time freedom for me has been the most important thing, and it's been the thing that I'm most grateful for. Because the other thing is, like, if I want to take a nap, like if I'm just tired, I get up at 4:30 every day and go to the gym. There's a lot of times where I come home, I'm very energetic in the morning because I work out from 5 to 7, come home, have breakfast with the kids. If they're going to school, get them off to school, whatever. And then I come here and I'm the best in the morning. I'm the best from about 8 in the morning until about noon or 1. And then in the afternoon, sometimes I'm tired and I just want to take a nap. Well, guess what? I just do it because I can. And I'm not being lazy or irresponsible. It's just the way this business model works, it doesn't require a 40-hour a week commitment from me to keep running and keep growing. That's what I like about him too. Integrity is a big thing for me. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate that. I hope that comes through. Okay, so time freedom is more important than financial freedom. And then finally, number 4, I am just getting started. This is the thing that I love, is that there's so many things I want to do. There's so many more ways that I want to help people start businesses. I want to help reach people. I want to help people grow in their online business. People that have like an idea, but they have no idea how to make it a thing. I want to help them take a thought and make it a thing, take an idea and make it an actual business. That's the thing that fires me up, and I love it. And I love not only helping people get that, but showing what it looks like. So thank you for being a part of this here on the live event. 2 years, and you know what? Here's to many more. Cheers, everybody. All right, let's go to your questions. What questions do you have? So Zan says, me too many shady people online. Yeah, there's lots of shady people in the online business space. I'm hoping to be somewhat of a different kind of person who maybe isn't so shady and scummy, but just as honest as I can be. LaneSebring.com/insiders if you want to check out the community. I want to answer questions if you have them. Otherwise, comments are welcome too. Questions, comments, consternations. Happy to answer anything that you might have. What is the rough percentage of your income that comes from affiliate marketing? About 50%. About 50% of the 12 to 15,000 a month comes from affiliate marketing. Yeah. Here, I'll put these on the screen. Next question. Can you give us an email heads up when you go live so we don't miss you? Yeah, absolutely. So I did today. I think everybody got it. Hopefully, if you're on my list, by the way, if you're not on my list, you can go to lanesebring.com/super simple and download the super simple guide to your first $500 online. And that will give you the super simple guide. It will also put you on my list to make sure that you never miss a live. By the way, do you guys like live events like this? Would you want me to do this on the regular? Because I would totally do it if, and we can talk about topics. We can talk about different things. I'll go live as often as it's helpful. Let's see. Music Ministry 101. This is Michael. Actually, just had a great conversation with Michael just a few minutes before we hopped on. Ever miss your church work or still involved? So I'm not involved in the same church. We stayed there for about a year after I left the staff, but I'm in another church now, and I love it. We're getting involved, but I love being there. I love helping to support the pastor. He's become a friend of mine, so I love that. In terms of missing church work, not really. I did it for 15 years. It's hard. It requires a lot out of you. I'm very thankful at this stage of my life with 4 small kids that I have the freedom that I have without the guilt associated with taking that freedom. I think when you're in church work, there's a lot of responsibility. At least I felt a lot of responsibility to work a lot, to show that I'm a hard worker, that I'm making good use of the funds that were required for my salary, just all that kind of pressure. I'm kind of glad to not have that. I'm also glad. I don't miss the work. I miss sometimes the feeling of being with a team, when you're with a team and you kind of do something together and you accomplish something really cool and you're able to look back on it and say, look what we did. Isn't this cool? Had a lot of moments like that when I was in ministry. I don't get that as much in online business. You're kind of on your own a lot. But that's one of the reasons why I've really enjoyed building communities within the online space, like Insiders, and like some of the different things that I go to network with other online business owners. That's been really cool. But in terms of missing it, I don't really think in those terms as much as I look back and I say, that was a cool time in my life. And God did some really cool things and he used me. And I just think that now he's using me in a different way. And I just try to try to enjoy it. Is there anything you miss about working a 9 to 5? No, no. So if you take the church work out of it, so this is a very similar question to what Michael asked, but it's different. So this is the question: do you miss anything about working a 9 to 5? Nothing. Not a single thing. I hated it. I hated having to be somewhere at a certain, and even, by the way, even when we were working at home for COVID and we had, Zoom meetings and all that stuff, I still hated it. I did not like the obligation. I did not like having to go to work and be there. Zan, if you need any past graduates to show and hang out on your next Insiders Encourage group, I'm all in. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll hit you up. That sounds awesome. Shane said, yes, great believer in lives. Yeah, then I'll do more. I say go live weekly. Yeah, second that. Okay. So what I'll do, let me put some thought into it, what it might look like, and I'll be emailing out. I'm taking July off mostly, so I won't be doing anything in July, but how long does it take for you to create a mini course? The last mini course I made took me about a month to make fully, between planning and doing the videos and getting it ready for launch. So you can probably do it in a month or two. Usually there's no need to rush the process. You want it to be a good product, but it shouldn't take long. The difference between a mini course and a flagship course really has to do with how holistic the problem you're solving is, or the thing you're teaching how to do is. So in a mini course, you're really kind of solving one problem, teaching one concept. Whereas in a flagship course, you're kind of giving your entire core teaching. That's going to take longer. Mini courses don't take that long. How long did it take to create Insiders? A couple days. I'll say it this way. I had the idea for Insiders one day, and I just decided, I'm doing this. Made a sales page and put it up for sale. Put it up for people to apply. And during that first session that you were in, I built it as we were going. So every week I was actually building what we were going to teach week of. And I did that for a reason. I did it because I wanted to have the prior week's knowledge, what we discussed, what landed well, what there were still questions about. And then I was building the next one, the next one, and the next one. Now it's built. And so what we're doing is I'm going to go through the same material with the new group, but it'll be different hot seats, a different feel, different problems we're solving, things like that. Shane says, what sells better, a video-based course or an ebook written course? I'd say these days video is pretty important. Doesn't have to be face to camera. But the problem with an ebook or a written course is people are just super lazy when it comes to reading and wanting to pay for just text. You can definitely make it work. Really depends on the niche. But I would say have some kind of video element. If it's not face to camera, slides with a voiceover also works. Edgar says, what are your thoughts on evergreen versus launching to your list? How often do you reoffer the same product with a discount bundle or something like that? What I like to do is when I launch a new course, I launch it twice as an open close model. So, and then I put it into evergreen. So I'll launch it and then shut it down, work with those people who are in there. A few months later, I'll launch it again and then shut it down, work with the people that are in there. And then once that's done, I'll put it into my evergreen funnel. How often do you reoffer the same product? So what I like to do is quarterly promotion. So every quarter I'm going to promote something. I typically match it up with Black Friday. That's going to be a big promotion. January, around the first of the year, big promotion. Might do something in the spring, might do something in the early fall. And then of course, again, Black Friday. I'm sorry about my voice, everybody. I know that's annoying. Zan, definitely video-based course. Yeah. Let's see. Kind of knew the answer, but worth knowing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I think that there's lots of different ways to do it. The key is your course giving more value and taking people on a more in-depth, holistic, complete journey than your free content? And as long as that's happening, people will pay for it and they'll be happy with it. These are good. These are great questions. What other questions do we have? If not, we'll be wrapping up. Be sure to go to lanesebring.com/insiders if you want to apply. That'd be awesome. And otherwise, I'll hang on just for a couple minutes to see if there's any more questions. And then I'm going to go drink about a gallon of water for my throat. Oh my gosh. Okay. This has been fun. It's been fun, everybody. And this has been a lot of fun. Okay, so every time you do an insiders program, each one has its own set of videos and sign in. So in Kajabi, I think you're going to ask, are you setting up a new product every time? Yes. Yeah, it's a new separate course in Kajabi for each one. Yeah. Good question. Well, this has been awesome, everybody. Really, really appreciate all of you being on here and all the great questions. Means a lot to me. 2 years. That's 2 years, everybody. It's been great. I am so thankful for this journey. So thankful to have people like you that are on this kind of similar journey with me. Happy to help in any way I can. Hit me up. Let me know. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye, guys.